Untold masses of humanity are teeming throughout the stars. In the grim darkness of the 41st millennium, there is only war.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Fable Scraps' DoomLore, a 40k story. My name is Nicotine. I'm one of the people behind Fable Scraps. Today, we're going to be welcoming a new cast member, XY Chelsea. Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
Before we get started, I'd just like to talk about Fable Scraps for one moment. If you're listening to the show on podcasting apps such as Spotify or Stitcher, know that we record this show live on twitch.tv/FableScraps every Friday at 3 p.m. Pacific. The live audience has the ability to affect the show in meaningful ways through the exchange of donations for fate points. Every one of our characters has a pool of fate points they may use to re-roll, to gain information about a certain thing. It's very helpful. So yeah, with that said, I think I'm going to turn things over to Ollie, our DM. Before we do, we should do a sound check. Ollie, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself? We'll do a little shout out run.
Hey, I'm Ollie, Twitch and Twitter at OllieRant. I'm a professional DM. I have a board game series coming out soon called Schism. I just started being a sleazy businessman on Twitch RP. I finally got the bug. So yeah, come hang out.
Awesome,
And
thank
watch
you so
this
much.
show. Duh.
If Ollie sounds good, let's get some ones in chat. Next up, we have Lucid Fox.
Hello, my name is Lucid Fox, purveyor of fine goods, services, and kitchen appliances. You can see me at twitch.tv/LucidFox with all the brand new last minute deals that you have to get in on. See you there.
Awesome, thank you, Lucid. If Lucid sounds good, let's get some twos. Next up, we have Lock the Raven. If Lock sounds good, let's get some threes.
Hi, I'm Lock the Raven. I'm a variety streamer on Twitch. Also do some RP. You can also catch me on Fable Scraps' other game on Tuesdays, Star Trek Loveless. And you can find me on Twitch and Twitter at Lock the Raven, spelled like it sounds.
Awesome, thank you, Lock. Next up is XY Chelsea.
Hey, so I'm I'm a small streamer, XY Chelsea 87. I mostly do like coding and some gaming stuff, and that's it. That's all I'm known for. And I'm excited to play. I'm excited to play some tabletop. Let's go.
We're all excited to have you. Next up is Enovan. If Enovan sounds good, let's get some fives in chat.
Hello there, I'm Enovan. I'm a streamer here on Twitch. Typically, I stream roleplay games and some variety games as well. You can find me at twitch.tv/Enovan. That's ENEVUN.
Perfect. Thank you, Enovan. And my name, of course, is Nicotine. I do a lot of roleplay on my own channel. That's twitch.tv/Nicotine, NIKATINE. And yeah, I think let's turn things over to Ollie and get the show on the road.
Alrighty. It's been quite... You had a quite eventful last session, where you've managed to kind of wrap up a story arc. To do a real, general quick recap of this whole sort of recent events, you've come to a shrine world called Parsk, a once beautiful planet that has been turned to a muddy hellhole by orcs. The Inquisitor that has hired you basically gave you a quest to find some missing military equipment, and you kind of meandered around, finding out a whole bunch of other sort of things, eventually discovering it being taken by orcs and held in an orcish encampment that you basically besieged. It was an incredibly difficult fight, and you actually lost one of your party in that, and have just trundled your way back home and sort of squared things up. And that's where we start today. You guys have just returned to Parsk City. particularly to the very large military encampment outside of it, but is actually ran by the Cadian Imperial Guard Remnant. It's a tense atmosphere, but for you guys, the camp itself is kind of glad that you've come back. You know, you come back with these weapons. You already talked to the commissar about it, but first things for a lot of you guys are taking care of your injuries and kind of assessing the situation. And I'm going to need everyone to roll me, aside from you, Chelsea. You're not a part of the party yet. Everyone roll me 1d10. Enovan, roll me 2d10. For you are not jaded. The events that have taken past that particularly intense battle, losing one of your allies, is going to affect all of you. It kind of makes sense. Now, that number that you rolled, you can either add to your insanity or your corruption points. I will let you choose. It depends how you want to take this. It makes sense that Risa takes a whole 9, because Risa did seem pretty shaken by that, despite it being, you know, everyday life that you lose soldiers on the battlefield.
It also makes sense that Ohm and I barely took anything.
Yeah, but I do need you to let me know which you take it to and what the number is now, because that's going to be important.
I forget where to put that in on my sheet.
Let me check. It's one of the top bars on your sheet. It will be I believe the journal section.
Oh, okay. I get it. I see.
So is a high number bad in this situation?
High number is interesting. If you take insanity points, one of the values of having a high insanity value is that it makes you immune to some types of fear. But you may gain... if you take that to insanity right now, Yen, you are taking at least 1 mental trauma, which might affect you short-term, long-term. Eventually, insanity will build, right? It's kind of one of the things in Dark Heresy. You go through shit, you start to suffer. The corruption will straight up start to change you physically. It's kind of, you know, you're becoming bitter, you're becoming manipulated by the warp. So it's kind of up to you. So no matter what, 18 points is, it's out of 100, right? 18 points is a lot, is a big deal either way.
What does corruption do?
Corruption is the taint of chaos, right? It functions very similar to insanity points, but it starts to afflict you and has a chance for you to get malignancies and mutations instead of traumas. And these are things that Caius has. Let's say it that way.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I do.
Getting a couple of points isn't that bad. Basically, whenever you get to a 10
I can't taste
value,
food anymore.
Can't taste food. Whenever you get to a 10 value in either, something happens. Whenever you get to more than 10, I think it's like 40 or 30, depending on the stat, something bigger happens.
All right, I'm putting mine into insanity. I rolled a 9.
Insanity you can cure, by the way, as well through downtime. Corruption is more or less permanent.
Okay.
There we go.
So now that I've reached the 10 value, do I have to add a mental?
Yes. Okay. So, Risa, you are going to need to of something. I'm finding it. Okay, you're gonna need to make me a trauma test.
Okay.
Yahoo. It is going to be it's a willpower check.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Yay! Oh wow.
This is a success. So that really does fit, Risa, that like you're shaken by it because you've had a long drive back, right? You had a long drive back, and you're going to have at least a week of downtime right now because some of you are very badly injured, and this is probably something that Risa is ruminating on, I imagine, but is not broken by. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Very fitting. What are the rest of you doing with your points?
find the charts.
Let me find it on your sheet.
Oh no, I found it on the sheet. I'm looking for it
Oh.
in the rule book.
Oh, in the
There it
rule
is.
book, it's in 287-ish area.
Yeah, as soon as I said it.
What are you putting those points in? It makes it sound like
Uh,
it's a good thing. It's not.
I'm putting them into insanity. Well,
What would
actually,
that put you? Oh no, you'll be
The end
fine
of-
for that.
I'm doing 4
Yeah.
insanity. I don't have any right now, so
Okay.
I do, but
Yen.
Well, it seems like everyone's doing insanity. I kind of want to try corruption just because I'm kind of curious to see what it's like.
it won't do anything at your level.
Okay. It will. 18
I'm going
will
to be
do
up to
something.
22 in either one I go
It's
into.
gonna do
I've got
2
4
things
in
then.
both.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need you to make for me.
I'm doing corruption. I'm willing to risk it.
It's 2 willpower checks. There are no negative modifiers to this right now. You only count as tainted. You have not yet become soiled. And you know it's good when they use that word.
Oh no.
Power?
Not that.
Yeah, willpower. +0.
Low number's not good,
Bad.
is it?
That's bad. You can use a fate point to reroll that, and you are going to need to do another one after this.
Yeah, I think
So
I'm going
this
to use a
isn't-
fate point for that. That might
Oh,
be
boy.
beneficial.
Also,
Yeah,
we should know that someone has given the party a fate point, Ollie, if you want to distribute it somehow.
Oh, that can go just right to Yen then. So this is basically a free reroll
Oh, all right.
Oh, thank goodness.
for Yen's
Ooh,
for
thank
Yen's
good.
little mental health. So that's good. That means nothing bad happens then. Do it again.
Dance.
Dance. Go crazy. Would you like to re-roll that?
I don't think I will. I want to see what happens.
Okay. Please roll me a D. A
Now you poop
D100.
your pants all the time. Happy
That's
about
not
it?
good.
Yeah. Now you're soiled. No. Still technically just tainted. 6. Oh, you gotta have to get
Aw.
close to the funny sex number. So this is actually quite fitting for
Not very
Yen.
nice.
Yen being a fairly small chappie who spent time in rogue trader ships, the stress, the exhaustion of all that's gone on, all the fighting, all the action, it's actually started to take a negative effect on your physical health. You're starting to get phantom pains, you're starting to get, like, mildly sick.
His friend got killed and he's got a wumbly tummy.
It's no like third arm or anything.
Hello? 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 I got corrupted. Okay, hello. I'm back. Am I back?
Yeah.
Yeah, you back.
You never
Okay,
left.
yeah.
You never left, Ollie.
Reduce your
great,
toughness by 1d10, Enovan. Give me a 1d10 roll.
Oh god.
And then roleplay wise, Enovan is starting to get sicklier.
Well, yeah,
7.
it's
So
not me.
reduce your toughness by 7. Oh, yeah, sorry.
How sickly.
That's up to you. It is of a supernatural nature, but it's so low, like it's kind of like the stress sickness, you know?
Okay.
Is how I kind of would see that. Cool.
Huh,
And those are
like
things
quarantine.
that, yeah, like the continued effects of quarantine. You guys bring your custom truck into the war camp.
Sick.
You sent a message off that you needed aid, like you needed repairing. Oh, I remember. I believe you
Yeah,
either you
Ohm
did
is-
do that or you would have done that.
They hadn't yet gotten there. So
Hmm.
Ohm is badly busted up, and they're in the process, I believe, of walking to where Ohm needs to go.
Exactly, right? You guys get out of the truck, you start to walk. Ohm lagging severely behind because Ohm is the most injured party member. The war camp is beside the towering city, right? And above that, you can see the hovering shape of the Null Point, the Cult Mechanicus exploratory ship that is in orbit. You see a little flash from the bottom of the ship, and then something start to kind of drop very rapidly towards the planet. It kind of slows down once it gets close to the camp. There are thrusters on the bottom, and even a couple of kind of like air balloons that kind of inflate on the top to kind of make this kind of the best way I can describe it is avocado-shaped structure kind of semi-daintily float to the ground before hitting it with a thunk, and it just lands in an unoccupied area of the war camp. And that's when all of these mechadendrite-esque things just start like connecting to other buildings, connecting to the power supply, securing it to the ground. Little legs will come out and hook into the ground, and eventually a door will open on the front, and one individual will kind of hang out of the door on this little rampway down, and you actually recognize them, Ohm. It is the Chirurgeon you met on the Sibilance, that has been drafted into the Null Point's crew. He's the man who removed your skull, and there are a couple of servitors and things, and this is basically a drop medical suite that is going to be vastly more advanced than anything that the Imperial Guard have here. You're not going to have to rely on an Imperial Guard medic to start patching you up. And he will, this Chirurgeon, this kind of, he was a very gangly, gaunt man with these kind of medical claws, and while not a tech priest, definitely you can understand why he's totally willing to be adopted into their service. And he will start taking you in and start to take care of the lot of you. This would be quite similar to the high-quality medical area on the Sibilance, in that it is an area bathed in light. Instead of a clean white, it is a overbearing Mechanicus red light that drains every other color from the room. So it's just red and black in here. Immediately, I don't think there would be any struggling or anything, as you are brought to a medical table that is basically up on its side, so you kind of stand on it and then you'll lift it up like with a forklift, and you're just kind of like strapped in, and people start the medical arms start to immediately take care of you because of how injured you are. The Chirurgeon will glance over the lot of you and will very quickly assess your injuries with a data slate and some scanners. There are a couple of servo skulls that are seeing things. And will state that the Null Point has given me authority to treat you for your injuries in service to the Machine Cult and the Imperium. You, and he points to Caius, you are going to need to stay for some time along with Ohm 13. The rest of you can be patched up easier.
What is the purpose behind this?
You are not functioning optimally. You need repairs.
I understand that. I mean the purpose behind separating Caius and Ohm 13.
Ohm 13 is severely injured. I am surprised that the both of you managed to ride back. And actually, I don't think you guys would... I don't think Caius would be acting differently, but Caius took a bullet to the gut.
Yeah, it did.
And it was like an
yeah,
orc bullet,
right.
too.
Yeah,
So it would have
great.
shredded open.
Oh no.
So mechanically, while Ohm is the only person who's critically injured, Caius is heavily injured, and that's
Emotionally
still
injured.
really, really bad. And he would actually basically start explaining with a scanner. It would be kind of like it would kind of bathe Caius in a little bit of green, so all you see is like red and green, and it kind of illuminates the area where the bullet came in. And yeah, Risa, you may not have even noticed that Caius was injured because he's Caius.
Yeah.
He just bleeds for no reason all the time.
I am called Risa, and I would like to submit a formal request to oversee any procedures or repairs done to my 2 teammates.
I see no issue with this.
Thank you.
You are of one retinue.
Thank you.
As Ohm is put on the table, the servo skull that accompanies him, made of his own former head, will disconnect from the data cable that was connecting it to himself, and then just sort of putter up towards the ceiling of the structure for the time being. Yeah.
So we all
Or
submit.
landing on top of Rice's helmet.
So we all submit
Well-
to treatment, yeah?
Yes. Now, because these two are going to need to stay overnight for multiple days. So the way injuries work is that Risa, you are only lightly injured. That's the kind of thing that you guys have been patching up at camps and things like that. So you don't even need to stay here. But staying here means that the abrasions and such that you have suffered, which would actually it'd be bruises because everything you've taken to the armor, right?
Yeah.
They're going to be treated and they're going to be fine. These two need like proper surgeries and repairs. For Ohm, there's going to be rolls involved. It's going to be rolls to see whether he can repair the. I think how many points of critical wound do you have? It's 2 or 3.
I think I have 2.
Let's say 2.
No, 3.
You're going to need to make 3. Great. You're going to actually need to make checks to see if you can, you're in critical care basically, whether you can pull through. For Caius, it's just an automatic thing.
Cool.
You're going to have the bullet taken out. You're going to have that all sort of stitched up, but it's going to take 24-hour period each one. So, for Risa and Yen, you guys could be doing other things, depending on how long this takes. Let's make a couple of rolls for Ohm's critical damage. It is a toughness check. It's with a +0. Actually, that is a success. You might have more than a +0 here because it's a medical. His medical skill might help. So that's a success, right? That's going to remove 1 day of 1 point. Extended care. Okay, so you're actually going to have a +10 on these checks because there's only 1 Chirurgian. So roll me again with a +10. All right. So right away, Ohm needs to be here for at least 2 days, right? The first day is enough for, Risa and Yen to be checked over and to be okay. Is there anything you two would like to do while these guys are under extended care?
I'll probably visit the armory and have my armor just made sure that it's, not too beaten up or damaged.
Mm-hmm. Here's a question. Do you want to go to the armory in the camp or the armory in the Arbeitsspire?
The one in the Arbeitsspire, where I got the armor.
Why don't you roll me a scrutiny check,
Alright.
Risa, with a -10, which might make it impossible, but we'll see. That's not far off. A failure with 1 degree.
I'll keep it, but I'm taking Yen with me.
That makes sense.
I'm not gonna let Yen out of my sight.
I got some stuff I gotta get done too,
Oh, he's getting snappy.
Come along. It's not safe for you to be here alone.
I guess all right. I guess I probably will be safer with you.
Most assuredly.
The Arbeitsspire is busy. you don't really notice anything strange as you're going around. You can go directly to the armor smith that you met before, and just get everything checked out. And yeah, armor like yours is very advanced, surprisingly. Like I've mentioned before, it's a couple of steps below the armor of a space marine. It's actually just below the armor of a sister of battle. So it takes a professional to really work on it, and they can do all the checks. They can make sure that everything is working as intended. Keep tweaking things up, make sure that if you had any minor changes you wanted for the mounting for your heavy flamer, that sort of stuff could be arranged here and now as well.
Counterbalance weight a little bit.
They'd also refuel it, right? Just put a little bit of extra gas in your tank.
Fantastic.
And that kind of thing. Can you give me another toughness check with a +10?
Sure can.
One more point of critical damage removed. You have one left, I believe. Yen, what is it you're looking to do? Or is it just kind of Yen, restless to do something?
Yen would probably just be sticking to Ryza as much as he can.
Can you give me a scrutiny check?
Yee.
This would be while you guys are sort of at the camp.
The servo skull is hovering off Rice's right shoulder currently.
It's still with me?
Yeah.
It's still with me, and I have had no idea because I failed the scrutiny check.
I'm sorry to say that I'm not really doing any better either.
Okay, cool.
Oof.
One thing you would notice spending time in the military camp is that it's busier. There is the crack of lasgun fire off to the side of a shield wall of soldiers fighting orcs. It's not... No one...
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Not like this.
Ollie, come back to us.
Oh, there we go.
I don't know what's happening.
There, that's better.
My internet is... Okay.
Turn the
There's a
crank
crack of
faster.
lasgun fire as... Need more hamsters. There's orcs attacking one side of the camp, but it's something that's easily controlled. No one seems concerned. There's also a lot of people kind of hanging around the little medical building that they drop podded in. Actually, at some point, some people come up to offer you two things, Ricer and Yen.
Sure.
The first thing would be a fairly old woman who would actually offer you kind of like a basket of food. They're speaking High Gothic, so they would be going up to Ricer speaking in High Gothic, so Yen would have to translate. But it's very much...
Yen, what is this woman saying?
She's asking if we'd like some fruit. Like a fruit basket, the little apples and whatnot.
It's also kind of... It's reverent, It's like... she's respecting you as an avatar of the Emperor or something like that, as someone who's acted out the Emperor's will. You can easily tell the religiousness of the way she's trying to offer you these things.
Certainly. I don't want to get wrapped up in that. I'll give her a salute and just, kind of graciously take it, but I don't want to play
Oh,
it up.
you take it?
Yeah, I don't want to play it up or anything.
Cool.
I just want to kneel down to Yen. Just slam down at his level and just...
The skull hovers down to make sure it remains on par with.
I
Rice's
still
head
haven't
level.
noticed it. I still haven't
Yen
noticed
doesn't
it.
notice either.
I just want to kneel down to Yen and just say, Yen, what is it that you needed to do? I have only one more thing to accomplish at this camp, and then I'd like to accompany you on your errand.
Well, you know that suit I was wearing, the purple one? I kind of need to get it washed. After falling down that cliff, it got a little bit dirty. I was gonna see if there's anywhere around here that, dry cleans or something.
You need to wash it.
I mean, it's pretty dirty, and I'd like to use it again at some point.
I see. All right. I'm going to visit the Mechanicus here to see if they can update the targeting system and better allow Ohm13 to assist me, perhaps wirelessly. And then we'll clean your suit,
Thank you, I appreciate it.
of course.
How may I assist you?
Did you hear something? Yeah?
I think it was the wind.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, it must have been the wind.
All right. Well,
It's a big damn skull.
We're just choosing to ignore
This
it
is
at
just
this point.
this is just how they're coping with this.
Oh god, the Ohm skull's back.
Don't acknowledge a giant skull. It can't see us.
we're gonna go over to the Mechanicus and just see if there's a way. Also, I don't have any wounds anymore, do I? Since we've spent that time.
You would in these 3 days be completely patched up.
And then I just want to see if there's a way for the Mechanicus to allow Ohm to be the targeting system, like, remotely.
Something when you talked to that's another point that I mentioned last week. There are a lot more Mechanicus members around the camp now. The Cadians always have Engiseers, but Engiseers, while they're part of the machine cult, they're not really part of the Mechanicus. Sometimes they are, sometimes they aren't. They are just sort of tech priests that fix the machines and things. But these are all people from the Null Point that are down here, and there's a lot of them. And the answer you get repeatedly are along the lines of, you do not have permission for that query, and things like that. And very much, if you would push it slightly more, there would be a Majors Explorator Techwin needs talks with Ohm13 before continued assistance with your party.
I understand. Is there an update on the status of Ohm13? Is Ohm13 all right?
This is kind of one of the cool things about them. You're just talking to a random tech priest, wirelessly communicating with the other random tech priest around the camp, and there's like kind of a moment. His head kind of lolls to the side, and then it will kind of head back and be like, Ohm13 is still critically injured, but improving, more or less.
Very good. And
5 to 6 days of recovery.
very good. And our other member, Caius.
Caius will be able to walk in 1 more day.
Affirmative. Thank you. For the Emperor.
Yeah.
All right. I'm just gonna kneel down again. All right, Ian. Let's go find you a hose or something.
If Rice is not paying attention to the skull, it's going to attach to her back and then begin to play with the circuitry on the back of her helmet that activated the targeting systems last time.
Does it activate?
Yeah, Ohm knows how to turn it on.
Is the servo skull turning it on?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it would be like you're talking to Yen and the like the visors programming will activate and it'll quickly scan Yen to see if he's a threat, but of course he's not.
All right, Yen.
Bunch
Do you
of
want
get
to?
staring at him.
Little leggies clamped to the back of your helmet like a horseshoe crab. Just
Yeah, we could head over there in a second.
Yen,
Did you have any
something
more
is-
of that fruit?
Something has happened
I
to
was
my
parched.
Something has happened to my helmet. I think it's working again. I am very not used to this. Is it light?
Helmet systems are nominal.
You're
Gonna
right.
hop on the comm bead right quick. Hey, Risa, Ohm can't seem to. He's misplaced his skull. Have you all seen it?
I haven't seen it. No.
Oh, all right. I just I see the golden one, the really annoying one. I haven't seen
One
the
that
other one.
screams all the time.
I
it's just-
see you too.
It's
It's like Euron's head is just floating ever so slightly above your bed.
Tell
You
Euron.
might die.
Tell Euron I said greetings. No, I haven't seen the other one.
Oh, okay. All right. Just keep an eye out for it.
My helmet's working now, though. It's kind of
Yeah.
nice.
Oh.
That's good.
All right. Yen,
When the skull detaches from her helmet, the HUD goes away. Just to make
It
that
goes like
perfectly clear.
and it fizzles. Yeah.
all right, Yen, let's go find you a hose.
Now, Chelsea, you probably would have been aware when, well, not you, Erlene would have been aware when the party returned to camp. I don't know whether you would actually hang out in the military camp itself, but you would have been aware, right? The knowledge would have come to you.
Right. I probably would have been at least looking for work with the local arbiters if there are any.
Yeah, maybe you even saw them when they went to the Spire, and you were like seeing if there was any kind of bounties or anything that the Arbites had.
Yeah.
And when would you like to try and find them and chat with them?
So what's
There is
the
only
atmosphere?
two of their party.
Well,
right now.
what's the atmosphere like on this planet?
So, Parsk is suffering, right? It's the reason why it's such a good place for work right now is because it used to be a very profitable Shrine World, but also often to its own. It was hidden for some reason. There have been 13
Right.
Black Crusades that have happened around it, and it's never been like invaded or anything before. And because it's inhabited by priests who have a lot of golden trinkets, there's big money for bounty hunters and the like, who not only for slaying the orcs, but also people who have turned to banditry and just general ne'er-do-wells. The planet is like the general opinion on the planet right now is kind of, you know, just after a golden age. They mourn what the planet once was, but
Right.
the continued actions of Risa and their party is the talk of the city. It doesn't matter whether you're talking with nobles, it doesn't matter if you're talking to common folk, it doesn't matter if you're talking to the Arbites. Everyone is talking about them. They don't know the specifics, but they know there is an Arbite that works for the Inquisitors, that there's so on and so forth. And that they are changing things. They are helping things. They are fighting the orcs. They are fighting bandits. They are being either worshipped, respected, or kind of begrudgingly talked about as some kind of threat, right? What would you like to do with that information? I mean, obviously you want to seek them out and find them at some point. Would you want to wait
Yes.
until... would you want to try and catch them now when they're exploring the city? Would you want to try and meet with them when they're back in the military camp?
Yeah, I think in the city, but in a public place, like a place that's like, you know, like some place where there are where I will not be exposed to just being alone.
Yeah, that makes sense, right? You know, you've spent longer time on this planet than them, so maybe hearing where they might be heading to, you can kind of semi-cut them off in like
Yeah.
a little public little plaza with these gothic statues of heroic martyrs and things that with a roof that hangs over it and all these sort of places. It's a perfect little place. For Risa and Yen, Erlene, why don't you describe how you approach them and what you look like?
Okay,
This is
sure.
on you.
I'm a femme present. I'm kind of femme presenting. I'm dressed. I'm dressed to impress. I'm a little bit more colorful than the average Imperium. Than somebody in Imperium life. Not so excessive that like it stands out too much, but it's obviously so like I'm somebody who likes to be a little bit just to stand out just a little bit, and I would come up to them and I'd be like, you know, depending on what time of day it is or anything like that, would be, I would start off with something along the lines of, hey, like it's really good. It's such a just loudly, just sort of like present myself. Hey, it's such a beautiful, warm. It's such a beautiful day to breathe this atmosphere air and to like drink something that isn't algae ale.
Rice is immediately.
Ricer and Yen, this strange person comes up to you in jubilation.
And Rice is just immediately looking around to see like if I'm like being set up. Am I being distracted on purpose? Like, are there people coming after me from like from other angles?
Yeah.
Yeah, look around all you want. This whole this whole city is obviously is obviously an entire trap. So why not look around?
Greetings.
The skull
citizen.
scans her with its right eye.
Well, I don't know whether Erlene, would you make any effort to hide your weapons? Because you do have
Yeah. I wouldn't be brandishing or anything like that. I would just
Just take out your gun and say hello.
Yeah, I wouldn't be brandishing.
Like, wave a sword.
I've got the chainsword, I've got the pistol. So like I'm armed, but I'm not I'm not trying to make it visible. And it's not that I'm trying to conceal it either, but
Yeah, I imagine it's one of those things to Ricer, who's a police officer. Like, you can tell that they're a professional that uses weapons.
Yeah.
Right. That's the way that you're not announcing it, but you're not announcing it. You're not trying to hide anything.
Cash.
It is
keep it a cash.
Yeah, business casual mercenary.
Rice notices the concealed weapons and just extremely slightly, ever so slightly, just sort of shifts her weight in front of Yen just a little bit. So put a little bit more person in front of Yen.
Hey,
It's all right. I mean, I'm sorry. I mean no harm. I'm just, I just wanted to say hi, or I would say, I just wanted to introduce myself and see if I could make some new friends.
It's honestly extremely refreshing to hear low Gothic. I can't understand a word any of these people are saying. I haven't had the chance to talk with anybody for days.
We've had me.
I mean,
I haven't had not anybody, no one.
often I am.
Okay.
I spend an awful lot of time in the belly of a ship, so I understand the feeling.
My name is Risa. This is my associate. His name is Yen.
Nice to meet you. Yen just kind of like tries to step a little bit around Ricer so he's not like directly in front again. So he's back in front again.
Well, I am Erlene of the Hackenau variety.
Well, hello, Erlene. Do you live on this planet?
I do not. I am a traveler. Like you all, obviously.
Yeah, we're not exactly locals either. Is there a reason for your visit to this planet specifically?
Oh, I'm just always looking for. I'm always looking for the opportunity to make some cred or find some script. Mostly I'm just looking for contracts and for work.
Oh, I see. Well, have you checked the Arbites Spire?
I have. Unfortunately, they seem to be all out of work for this time period. This gravity well has proven to be quite dry, unfortunately. Apart from obviously some rumors that I've been hearing among the locals here.
Rumors.
Are they good rumors or
love
bad
rumors.
rumors?
I love that
Well,
album.
I figured I would I figured I would
favorites.
I would investigate based upon the source of these rumors and just go direct. I find that personally, I find that direct questioning is the most obvious approach towards finding information among the Imperium, at least.
Are you referring to rumors about us?
How could I have not?
You haven't heard anything about Ben Yancel, have you?
Well, I haven't heard of specific names, but I've certainly heard about this group of travelers that seem to have found their way upon this gravity well and have certainly caused a stir. I mean, there have obviously been rumors that are clearly unfounded, such as that you are a part of some chaos conspiracy, of course, but those are obviously ridiculous. And I've checked with certainly the arbiters and the Arbites in this that I talked to. They would they have obviously vouched for at least you not being bad. So I figured I would just say hi and see if you would be see if you would be willing to perhaps consider a contract, or maybe I can do some investigating, or maybe I can do some scouting or something for y'all.
There are a lot of Arbites out there who frown on the life choices made by certain bounty hunters, and I want you to know that I am not one of those Arbites. I am of the opinion that we can never have too much help dispensing justice.
Of course. Just so long as that justice involves patting my wallet a little bit.
Well, I think we can arrange something. Yen, what do you think?
I'm sure we can find something. We're not really doing too much right now.
Well,
perhaps I can do
some fruit.
security.
We can pay with fruit.
for your first task, have you heard of anyone with the ability to wash clothing around here?
Ollie, can I answer this?
Yeah, you're a bounty hunter. You've got coated in blood at least once while you're here. You can lead them to a
I know just the
industrial cleaning. Yeah.
I know just the place. I can hook you up.
Is it good though? Because we're dealing with like silk here, like really fine silk. I don't want it to just be any wash. It needs to be like professionally clean.
Raisa just
I know
nudges
just the
Yen.
person.
It'll be fine.
Yeah, there's some repairs,
Sure.
cleaning, repairs. Yeah, and nothing will get stolen. I can assure you. I will personally assure you of that.
All right. Well,
I'm willing to give it a go. How much do you charge?
How much do I charge? Well,
We got fruit.
I
That's kind of it
think-
right now.
you know what? Being stuck inside of the belly of a ship, I'll accept some of your fruit.
Risa, do we still have the fruit?
we absolutely still have the fruit, unless
Anything that's not synth, I will take. I'll take.
Locke, has the servo skull tried to eat any of the fruit?
It doesn't have a. Oh no, the servo skull got in the food again. No, but the entire time Rice has been talking, random sparks have been shooting off because it's spot welding her armor while she's.
It's like unwelding the fixes that the Arbite mechanic did earlier. Like, no, this is how it should be.
Yeah, it's putting
like
it's
the little wires
it's,
and things.
Raisa
it's not
still has no
necessarily
idea.
repairing damage, but it's casually just fixing the armor.
Yeah.
Raisa is oblivious still to that. All right, well, lead the way.
So, yeah, you guys can start going. There's a couple of just a thing. You guys haven't checked in Inquisitor Balafo. You finished your task. The Inquisitor of which you gave you the task. You haven't checked in on them. I don't know if you want to wait until Ohm and Caius are healthy.
Yeah, we were probably going to wait until we could all be there, and we
just
could,
reminding you that that's a thing to do.
we will absolutely be checking back in with Balafo.
Secondly, I want Risa and Erlene to make me common knowledge underworld checks. Both of you should have that skill. Erlene, you're actually going to have a +20 modifier to this.
Great.
For how it works on your sheet, if you press the square next to where it says common underworld, it'll pull up the rolling menu.
Great.
Do I have any modifier for this or no?
You're just on a +0.
Got it.
Erlene has a +20.
Oh no.
Well,
Which do I do? I see
goobered
the
it.
button.
Yeah,
Modifier plus
Com-
20.
+20, yeah. Or just 20. +20 might break it.
Oh, just 20.
Yeah.
There we go. Ooh, what happened?
I don't see it.
Click and drag to roll the dice.
Oh,
okay, I
no,
see.
I don't know how you activated that.
That's cool.
no.
The
it worked.
dragging dice?
Oh, it's 3D.
But she did it, so who
worked.
cares?
Yeah, it works. Okay, so one of the things you've noticed on the planet of Pask, there is not really a centralized imperial currency. There kind of is. There's thrones. Thrones will get you by anywhere, and then there's scrip, and a lot of people are paid with food, work, or shelter, right? But on the planet of Pask, in your time here, you've noticed a currency unique to the planet that a single unit of this currency holds immense weight. They are these pressed purple flowers. They are pressed and sealed and treated, and they're kind of the size of a small individual's palm. And they are held with a great deal of reverence by the nobles, the common folk, and the criminal element, and even the Arbites. You've seen some Arbites when you're dealing with them having one pinned on their armor. It's a it's a clearly very important currency. You've started to pick up that it's because these flowers used to be grown on the planet when it still was meadows. And they, in theory, can't be grown anymore because the planet is mud. So they're finite, right?
Right.
Just something that you would know of the world and how this world works.
Yeah,
you can show them to
they
your
sort of revere the ancient biology.
Yeah, they revere what once was, and this wasn't even that long ago. This was probably 20 years ago. These orcs got here. Probably not even that.
Wow.
In an imperial scale, not long ago. People remember the planet
Yeah.
being what it once was. The tailors, dry cleaners you send them to, sits on a ledge overlooking another part of the city. It has a nice, horrible chemical scent coming from it, and a big kind of pipe that juts off the edge of the building, oozing green, watery goo, which is how you know that they're going to clean your clothes good. You can get in there, you can arrange things to be cleaned. It's the sort of thing where you have enough sort of thrones or reputation around that you can get this done. It doesn't really matter. And you can get Yen's clothing cleaned up, fixed up, and worked on. This is your suit of purple nobility clothing, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. He doesn't really have much other clothing other than that and what he's wearing right now.
As an aside, Risa is extremely impressed that this newcomer has so much sway with the laundry services.
Right in the notes.
Have you been to this establishment before, Early?
Yes, of course. I mean, all the people with decent clothing, with clothing of some value, would come here. Anything with or anything that anyone that's ready for a wedding or some kind of party or some kind of coming of age gathering. Would get their clothing done here.
Bryce is just picturing the bar and shuddering a little bit inside the armor.
We used it for something like that.
Of course.
You could say.
There's another shower of sparks from behind Risa, and then just
It is as if this has been maintained by children.
Did you? Yen?
What?
the skull is talking to itself at this point, not at anyone.
Yen, did
I think
you?
it's one of those announcers that they've got in here to say this and this is clean or something.
Oh,
Be silent, tiny profligate. I am working.
Certainly.
That's rather rude. Then.
It's a bit rude they'd say that over the intercom.
I'd listen.
exactly.
I'd listen to that voice.
Yeah. All right.
Didn't have to be so mean, though. I'm just here as a customer.
Can you give me another toughness check with a +10? Now here's a question, actually. Another question for the class. Risa and Yen, would you be staying, like sleeping in the medical building at night?
Risa would.
Yeah. That's kind of where your camp is. So, when I mean, I imagine you're taking Erlene home with you.
Absolutely.
Back to the medical tent. You go up to check on Ohm. Ohm is looking a lot better. It's kind of strange that you can tell because it's still robes. Maybe Ohm is starting to tinker with something, or again,
Posture,
who
maybe.
knows?
The posture's a little different.
Yeah, and the readouts on all the screens look better. But both. So Ohm is no longer critically injured. Caius is no longer heavily injured. You're still lightly injured. But when you're lightly injured, you don't need to be resting here 24/7. You can go about your day as long as you take responsible rests. For you, Caius, they've basically treated your gut wound and restitched the flesh and all of that. It would have been a concerted effort for them. It's almost like the wound didn't want to shut. But you are repaired. Maybe you have a nice scar. Maybe you even have a metal patch. It's kind of up to you.
I'd like to think I probably took a little spark and seared it close.
Rice is just gonna walk over to Caius's medical bed and look at the data slate at the foot of the bed and pretend like she understands what it means. And just kind of go,
What was it?
Yeah.
Well, was I given any of this fruit yet?
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
That could have been happening
Absolutely.
while you're walking around.
Yeah,
Maybe one or
I'm
two.
just chomping on like a couple fruits here and there.
Ohm 13, what is your status? Please.
Both Ohm and Ohm's skull will speak at the same time. Just.
Ohm forgot how to speak, Rice. You'll have to give him a moment.
Ohm 13.
It's been a long time we've been here.
What is your status?
He was heavily injured, Risa, please.
Are his auditory inputs somehow misaligned?
Ohm is staring at Risa.
I think you need to say it slower.
All right. Ohm 13. Status.
Ohm studies Risa again for a few moments and then looks over to Caius and
Is there something malfunctioning with Risa?
I don't understand. What is he? Okay, he's fine. He's fine. He's fine. He's fine.
It worked. It seemed to work.
I'm not sure myself.
Ohm 13, update your duty roster. We have a new member to our team.
I was going to say something real quick. Erlene, you hear legends about Risa. You hear legends about Ohm. There is apparently a very terrifying and very efficient tech priest in this party. And you go up and watch this, like, he's in a medical bed being tinkered on.
Yeah.
Just a little tidbit. Go ahead.
Ohm 13, update your duty roster to include a new member. Erlene Hackenow? Am I saying that right?
Yeah, Hackeno. I'm of the Hackeno variety. We're quite the brand, in fact.
the servo skull that's been walking around on Rice's back launches back into the air with its little repulsors and will hover in front of Erlene and then do a quick scan
That's
of her
impressive.
face.
That's very impressive.
That thing just comes out of nowhere, doesn't it?
Should I am I I look at Risa, and I'm just I'm a little bit confused as I'm being scanned.
He's
because
just
I feel
just adding you to his list of known.
curiosity, not threat. Got it.
Yeah. Just updating the list.
And when Ohm speaks, the voice comes from both skulls this time.
It's a neat trick.
That's fun.
It's sort of like
I missed that.
it's
So
sort of-
thanks for bringing the skull back.
it's sort of like Ohm 13 is the sun of a solar system, and the skulls function like planets in a solar system. Isn't that interesting?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Erlene, are you familiar with? Has Risa told you about solar systems?
I mean, I have traveled between them, so
Yeah.
I'm quite familiar.
She's got
with
this.
them.
She's got this great thing concerning Ohm. We're trying to figure it out.
There is another servo skull.
I have a.
So-
Why do they call you 13? Why do they call? I mean, I understand Ohm, but why do they call you 13?
It is my designation that I was given upon commission by the tech makers. Why are you called Erlene?
Why am I called Erlene? Because in my childhood, I was given the name by my family after like I think about I was self-aware. I finally was able to be given a name. So I don't know what they called me before. They could have called me anything, but as far as I'm aware, I've always been called Erlene by my family.
Then you have your answer.
Very well.
Wait, does Ohm have a family?
I
That was what I was trying to get out of that.
I think Ohm's family is the planets of the Ohm system, the Ohm solar system.
Oh, that makes sense.
So there's a one servo skull looks kind of similar to like other servo skulls. Of course, you know 40k servo skulls are very common, very well made. But there is another one that floats around this party in the medical ward. It has a screaming golden faceplate.
Nice.
Erlene, it's like a permanent scream, and it would hover up uncomfortably close. And there is a very unsettling kind of click and hiss from it as it turns on its speakers. And it says, "I am one of the planets in the solar system, Ohm 13. Tech Majus Euron, deceased."
Very well. I will not. I will not dig into this inquiry any further.
We killed him. I have committed him to service for atonement.
Very well. I look impressed.
To be just, our law must be cruel occasionally.
Whatever pays.
Ohm just quietly cogitates on the fact that Risa still seems to think he follows under the law that she enforces.
The Kyrosian will tell you that Ohm needs another 4 days of rest before being at least functional enough to leave. What's you guys' plan? Do you want to go off and see the Inquisitor? Do you want to kind of hang around here? Do you want to do stuff with,
Yeah, I think
get to know your new
I think we
partner?
should
What's the
check
plan?
out the Inquisitor.
I'll tell Ohm to Ohm 13. Will you see if some of the Mechanicus here may be able to update your wireless capabilities to remotely target, remotely access my targeting system?
You appear to operate under the assumption that I am a cogitator.
Do you want access to a flamethrower, Ohm 13, or not?
Risa, is that a rhetorical question?
the servo skull will click on its speaker.
I am able to access your weaponry at my discretion,
All
Risa.
right, fantastic. Hate that, but we'll go with it.
Nice.
All right. Well, let's
Hey,
let's
can
find
I
out.
bring the Euron skull too?
That
Hey.
that would be at Euron's discretion.
All right, cool. Euron, you're coming with me, buddy.
All right, I have a question.
Excellent.
Do I? All right,
He's getting fighty with the other skulls.
all right. I have a GM question.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do I know anything about this Inquisitor? That the group doesn't?
This is a great time for a check.
Yeah, it is.
You can give me a just give me a straight up intelligence check.
All right.
You can just click the intelligent attribute and it works at 7 way. I'll give you a plus. No, this is a +0. For it's fairly
Alright.
challenging. It's not the most common knowledge. Just see if you've picked up any information about it. A failure with 4 degrees. You can spend a fate point right now to re-roll that if you wish.
Nope.
Or you can just let it sit.
We'll
That's
need
it.
to get you a
Okay.
badge, Erlene. I think we should.
And the decoder ring.
I think we should head to the Inquisitor Balafo's office.
Okay.
Yeah, probably.
I think we should have you guys chat to the Inquisitor after a quick little break.
Awesome.
Cool.
All right. Well, thank you very much. We'll be right back with the
Oh, what's
second
this
half.
filter?
With the second half of DoomLore, a 40k story, right after this. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Fable Scraps' DoomLore, a 40k story. My name is Nicotine. I'm one of the people here at Fable Scraps. If you're listening to the show on podcasting apps such as Spotify or Stitcher, know that we record this show live every Friday at 3 p.m. Pacific. That's 6 p.m. Eastern, here at twitch.tv/FableScraps. Over to you, Ollie.
Okay. Technically, the whole party will travel to Balifo's office. Inquisitor Balifo, who has brought most of this party together. You're on this planet at his request. The office is more or less central to the city, and it is this old administrative building that is in better quality than when you last saw it.
Ollie?
You
Uh-oh.
would
Not
be
again.
There we go.
scanned by guards. I'm fine. I'm fine. On the way in, and you would be allowed into the office. Inquisitor Balifo, just to remind you, is a raven-haired, stubble-behaving gentleman wearing the armor and garb quite befitting of an inquisitor, sitting behind a big old desk in a very fancy room with decorated reliefs on the walls, stacks of data slates that are glowing green, some now on the other side of the desk, and a golden bolt pistol that is sitting on a stand on the desk, not like on his hip or anything like that. He would kind of slightly stand and then sort of sit back down as you guys filter into the room.
Right, so we'll just
He takes a long
salute real quick and...
tired look at the lot of you. I see you did exactly what I asked. Good.
Affirmative. Additionally, one of our number was unfortunately dispatched at the conclusion of our mission.
I understand. Such is the cost of our work, Arbeit. I see. We have Erline of the Hackano variety here. Known bounty
Of course.
hunter working with the Arbeits.
Ah, I see you've heard of me.
It is my business to know
Very well.
fighting sort on this planet. I am from the Ordo Militarum.
Very well. I guess I am the replacement for the person who was dispatched.
Erlene will be accompanying
Very
us
well,
on...
you're requisitioning her, Raisa?
Yes, Erlene will be accompanying us on further missions, until otherwise notified.
He will take one of the heavy data slates. It's one that's it's got like a couple of purity seals on it. It's clearly a little bit more important, also higher quality, and will kind of write something, basically with a quill, on it, and scratch out something else semi-aggressively.
Oh.
And then he'll lean in the chair and it will creak. There is more work to be done, of course. I know that you had encounters with the orcs. I did not bring you to this planet to slay orcs. We have soldiers for that. I would be able to take care of the orcs on this planet if Commissar Lupin would behold my requests, my instructions appropriately. If you were negotiators, I would have you work on this. But I know that your talents lie elsewhere.
I see.
He will take from his pocket one of the pressed purple flowers and put it on the desk. He'll kind of like throw it on the desk without the respect that someone on this planet would have for it. It kind of clatters. It's kind of like got a laminate like texture to it.
If no one goes to take it, the Ohm skull will just sort of dither over and then scoop it up with its little claw leg thing that it has under itself.
I've seen these type of flowers before. It's a currency, is it not, here?
Yeah,
It would have been famous. He will even do
yeah,
that. He will even go to talk, and when you start talking, he will his glove will creak as he puts it in front of his mouth, just kind of interested in what you have to say, kind of.
Oh, me?
Hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, it's the currency of this locality. It certainly is. It's like a little token of it's like a token of respect that the locals seem to have adopted, and a lot of people in this a lot of people in this city use this as a sort of semi-official, semi-official currency of sorts. But it's more of like a bargaining tool. It's more like of a bargaining token than an actual currency itself, because it's not actually backed by the Imperium.
Bryce is gonna glance over at Balafo and just and this was approved, yes.
Yes.
No. Not approved by the Imperium, approved by the priests. The Administarum did not need to manage such a thing. The value of these tokens are worthless off this planet. The flowers used to be shipped off planet as part of its teeth, but they're no longer being produced. And yet, more of these tokens are being found. The planet cannot produce them unless there is some hidden grove that is still green from the Emperor's blessing. But I somehow doubt that. Using them as keepsakes is something.
I see what you're getting at.
None of us,
Someone's
I'm
producing
afraid,
them.
Balafo, are gardeners.
Yeah. Somebody's got to grow.
Someone's producing them. It's causing strange curiosities to the local. The way every local is working on this planet. I've noticed extremely strange mentalities that border on heresy starting to form. I would like you to continue looking into it.
Understood. If
I'd
someone
like to remind you that continued service under me, if the other two Inquisitors on this planet approve of it, would allow you officially recruited as servants of the Inquisition.
I see. Risa just kind of stiffens up a little bit, puts her jaw out forward, just, understood, sir.
I just nod approvingly.
He takes a look at Caius. He's kind of deliberately not being subtle in all of his actions. He's also just tired. You know? He does a lot of paperwork. He's a paperwork inquisitor. And then after that, he'll kind of motion a hand. Like, sort this out. If you have any other interests on this planet, do let me know. You're on the ground. I am not. I will respect the knowledge that you are bringing to me if it is of worth to the continued health of the Imperium.
Understood. Do we have any leads?
On the flowers?
That's right.
I believe there are more of them being shuffled around the criminal element and the nobility. It's most likely being produced by one or the other. And as is typical of such places, they are interacting with each other.
See.
I nod.
Right. Well, we'll look into this.
Very well. Emperor, guide your path, and he'll kind of like wave for you to leave
And yours.
and get back to his work.
Yeah, Risa just kind of strides out.
New contract.
New contract. You got your badge, yes?
I do. I did.
Okay.
I have the badge. I have it pinned here.
You'll want to make sure you don't lose that. Risa
yes.
Risa just kind of fingers Cynthia's badge in her pocket a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh.
This sounds like a contract, but I do think that this will not be. I certainly believe that this will cause a a little bit more of a ruckus than the last thing that you've done on this on this gravity well. So perhaps a little bit more subtlety and a little bit more maybe a lighter touch might be a better approach to this problem than y'all are used to.
The Skull's speaker will click on.
Term unfamiliar. Ruckus. Elaborate.
Just y'all are this group, this party, if you will. You're very flashy and you have a lot of attention upon you. So while this may be good sometimes, perhaps whenever it comes to dealing with the nobility and the underclass element of this planet, perhaps being a little bit more quiet, a little bit more thoughtful would be a better approach. That's my only advice.
I'm intrigued.
Term
No,
unfamiliar. Y'all. Elaborate.
It sounds like
that was an RP fail.
No, you're from whenever. Y'all could be totally for part of your accent.
Nope, not. And it's not. It's just from my personal accent that just like came through for a second.
Oh no,
Erlene seems to be a fan of ancient dialects. I like this. I too speak some forbidden dialects, Erlene.
Rice is just gonna with Caius just not here. Not here.
Not again. Not so soon.
Not here.
I mean,
I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued. If this was if this was entirely up to you, where would you start, Erlene?
Well, I think the first place that I would start is we should start with the places where these things are traded the most, like the bars, like the lower shops, the places where armor and weapons are produced, and perhaps some of the more less reputable venues in town, including the ones that the nobility pretend that they don't frequent, or at least try to seek some privacy and start there.
There's a click from Euron's servo skull that kind of hovers from behind Caius. It was like in that room, but like hiding. And it will say, if intelligence is correct, one such bar, Ben Yoncel, had sexual conquest within, and could be an excellent place to begin.
Who is that?
Fascinating.
Correct.
Possibly correct. Possibly.
All right. Well, it's a start. Let's head there.
Oh no.
Okay.
A lead.
While that was happening, Ohm was still in the medical drop pod. And at this point, Ohm, you know, you're conscious. You're conscious. I mean, you're doing a lot of things over there, you know, with the rest of the party. Although you're starting to get to a range where you're less one person, but more two people that have to like reconnect and kind of reconfigure information, right? You know that. There is a rumbling shake of lightning outside the building. And the entire configuration of the inside will change. Change that there's more room. You were kind of on a second floor, and a large area of that floor is going to shift and move into the walls. So you are basically dangling on the wall in the medical thing. You're not in any danger of falling or anything. If you like unplugged yourself and you would like heft and fall. The entryway will open, and in will walk in Magos Explorator Tequin, the Magos Tech Priestess that is in charge of the Null Point, or at the very least you've interacted with on the Null Point before. She is the Tech Priestess that kind of looks like a Victorian noblewoman. Very tall, incredibly tight waist where there's just no organs anymore, painted porcelain face, and a large dress that kind of billows out and has all these mechadendrites whirring and moving through it, and of course wielding an omniscient axe, as high-rank tech priests do, of very high quality and very long too, because she's very tall. She's around maybe 8 or 9 feet tall at full height. The door was seemingly deliberately designed so that she could go inside without having to duck her head. And she will make a motion of the cog, make all the appropriate motions for polite official conversation, although slightly out of rank, you know. It is unusual for a Magos to have a conversation alone with one person or you're essentially like an unranked tech priest, right? So it is unusual that, especially this there is a degree of that she's not lording over above you, although you are currently pinned to her wall. But
Mr.
you know.
Winters.
How would you react?
Well, Ohm would return the appropriate felicitations as much as he is able.
Yeah.
And then, you know, in Technolingua, because we wouldn't have the...
You would be talking in Technolingua, yeah.
We wouldn't dare have her speak common. He would just basically offer himself to her service and await her instruction.
I trust that your repairs and this accommodation is suitable, Ohm 13.
You honor me by repairing this failure of a body with your best.
She nods. Ohm 13, the continued success of you and your inquisitorial retinue is eliciting excited responses from my sub-cogitators. She says, like, she's one of those people that, like, looks at you, but, like, while looking away, you know?
Yeah, she's looking past him.
She's looking past him, also looking at, like, the various readouts on the machines and stuff, yeah.
I am pleased. May I present an artifact recovered from one of our number in service to the Omnissiah.
You see her, like, clawed metallic hands on the axe tap with a bit of excitement that was very quickly culled away. I would want nothing less.
Ohm, since he was the one who picked it up, would produce Scythia's blade, and would one of the tendrils from his robe would hold it out to her lengthwise, so she could take it on the flat of the blade if she wanted to.
This one ceased to function in service of the holy machine.
That is just and well. And she'll take it like with 2 fingers that are easily strong enough to, hold the entire thing completely at a really weird angle. You actually kind of hear a hum of ferrous mechanisms that are interacting with the blade, and will very briefly kind of shift the axe to one hand, take the sword in the other, and almost toy with it. Interesting but irrelevant. Ohm 13 are scanners on the null point. Pick up particularly ancient archaeotech within this planet. The city itself is old. Almost as old as the ancient heresies. And I believe that the archaeotech on this planet may be vital for the continued success of the machine cult of Mars and the Imperium of the Holy Emperor.
This time, when she begins speaking about this, the cogitation noises coming from under Ohm's robes are visibly, audibly louder. Sort of like her little twitch when she was about to receive an artifact.
She will speak again. I would offer you, Ohm 13, and your retinue to work for me. The Inquisitors on this planet have been here for a long time and have done very little. What I would have of you discovering this ancient archaeotech may change the fate of the Imperium and the continued war of chaos. Inquisitors have languished on this planet for too long, and this planet has not been assaulted by the repeated Black Crusades, and I wonder why. Work for me. Pledge service to me and the Null Point and the Fabricator General. And I can promise evolutions of your form and great rank within the Mechanicus.
GM question.
Yes.
The whole party is here, but they're speaking not in.
The party is not here.
The party's
You
not
guys
here.
are
Okay.
not here. This is happening while you were talking to the Inquisitor. Ohm is alone
Great.
in the
Great.
So you
Explains
guys
everything.
have no idea. Yeah.
I just want to
You
make
guys
sure I
have
wasn't
no
mad.
idea.
Yeah, got it.
I am uninfluenced by petty ambition, but my service first and foremost will be to the blessed machine cult. I shall do as you ask in faith.
She will nod. She will smile, but it's the physical mechanics of a smile, not a human smile.
Mm-hmm.
I believe there is an ancient house within the culture of this planet that knows of the archaeotech that has remained unrelinquished to the Imperium for millennia. I would investigate them. I can forward an address to your cogitators.
At your discretion.
There will be a particularly harsh buzz of Technolingua, which is essentially a whole bunch of geolocation data, which you can actually interface with very easily because you downloaded a map of the city, like the city blueprints. And that might be something you want to look over later. It's kind of like a raw data dump that is in your brain and you can filter, well, your cogitators. If you will allow me an emotional response, I am glad for your continued service, Ohm-13. The purpose of the Null Point and myself within the machine cult is the discovery of archaeotech, machinery, and science that has purpose for the Imperium, and we shall do grand machinations together. I am not concerned whether you tell your party the truth of such matters. I would understand if they are too organic to fully comprehend the grand cog and the machine cult and the machine god's will. But have my will be done here.
I shall enact your will.
Excellent. She is going to make a sign of the cog and turn and leave. Briefly, you hear the tank treads of the heavy battle servitors that were outside the building, and then another crash of lightning as she is teleported back to the null point. Okay. The rest of y'all having no idea that just happened.
Yes.
Where do you want to head? Do you want to head down to underworld marketplaces, or do you want to head to noble bars? You guys, everyone but Erlene. And Erlene, you probably know the same place. They've been to a bar where bounty hunters hang out up in the noble part of the city. Like, you have experience there, so that might be a good lead as well. Or you could go looking for something completely different.
What are your poisons? What do you prefer to drink? Because it will really help in this investigation, I think.
I don't drink.
Oh, well, that may give me some options then. I think let me do a. I'm gonna do a roll here.
I think
'cause I
I've
need to
seen.
decide too.
I think I've seen Yen drinking an apple teeny.
Yeah, I think I had an apple tea the last time I was here. Or is something
You know
called
what?
a Shirley Temple?
Is it made of
Everybody
apples?
got a Zima.
You know what? I know.
Maybe White Claw.
You know what? I know a place that has. I know a place that has some good stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and go to the place that I know.
All right.
But no, that was to the GM.
Oh.
Yeah.
What's the name of it?
I don't believe it has a name, actually.
All right, whatever.
Would
It
be
doesn't matter.
Because, you know, it's... Yeah, it's
Tech
its
Noir.
own-
Tech Noir.
Oh no, not gunship.
Yeah, no, it's an Amnasak bar, and it would be the same place that you've been before as Ben Yoncel and Caius with a fedora.
Yeah.
This is
Oh,
so
I love
Amnasak
fedora.
being
Fedora
a type
Caius.
of
Pick up Caius.
it's a skin, you know. You got to pay $5.
All right.
Yeah.
Caius.
So I would get before heading there. The only change that I would do is I would change into a trench coat. But it's sort of a plain aging trench coat. Looks weathered. Yeah, it's while it's like the cut of like while it's like the cut of like of someone more senior. It's like obviously not. It's like aged quite a bit.
Yen, once it becomes clear that it's the same Amnasak bar that you spent time in, would you like to also change into your clean, noble outfit?
Oh yeah.
I'm not sure if I want to, considering last time I was here.
Oh, now he's embarrassed.
Yeah.
He's
Now-
doesn't notice.
I'm not sure if I want to bump into the person that we bumped into last time.
Okay.
I'm
that's
actually
fine.
I'm gonna break out a fedora that looks near identical to the one that we gave to the orcs. Just look at Rice and say, "Don't worry, I've got quite a few of these."
Is that a different?
Yeah.
Oh.
Shh, shh.
Oh, all right. Okay.
Actually, I mean, I guess if you're wearing that, I should probably wear
come
my
on.
noble stuff as
Oh,
well.
bring back, yeah, Ben Yancel.
You got any spare fedoras just in case needed to like tip
Oh,
it
yeah,
forward
yeah,
to
yeah.
cover my face?
I open up my cloak and there's just like a couple of different fedoras like lining it.
That's the true
can I
power of
interest you?
chaos.
Now we definitely look like some detectives. We just ran bar.
Should I armor
and a
my
fedora?
robes? No, that would
100%.
cut into my fedora storage.
Give like a fedora to each of the skulls.
Yeah.
I'm in my trench coat. Y'all are in fedoras.
Yeah. Hey, Dark Heresy is basically a detective game.
I'm
Yeah.
not. I'm not wearing that.
We detective a lot of people to death, apparently, then.
Yeah.
We've solved the case.
Yes.
It was us.
Yeah. To describe this place briefly again, and especially first time for you, Lena, but you've been here a bunch of times. It's a small establishment up high in the city. So a lot of cities, even though this isn't a hive world, you build up. You build on top of the churches. You build on top of the spires. And it's high up. There's a metal platform around it, and then a drop. It's a place where people would smoke their iho sticks and stuff. The bar itself serves amnesec, a type of fortified wine. It's where nobles can make deals with bounty hunters and things like that. But also
Ergo the trench coat, which is saying like I'm not here for business right now. Like I am.
Yeah, right. Of course.
Because like I'm putting that on because I'm like like I'm not like don't approach me. I'm not here for making money right now.
I think your operation will go much smoother inside if I remain outside with Planet Ohm. I'm just gonna gesture at the service.
No, surely I insist. You come in.
Do you think that people might hide criminal activity when they see me?
Explain designation.
Your planet Ohm 13, because Ohm is the star in the solar system, and you are a planet that orbits Ohm. I've explained it. I won't be explaining it again.
I am Ohm 13.
I understand.
I feel you are not understanding.
Okay. I think should we go inside? I feel like you may have it may
Well,
put up a barrier.
here's the thing. This planet has varying degrees of well, it's not quite heresy. There's a flexible morality. So while you coming in here may turn some heads, you will not automatically be assumed to be there to do a bust up unless you make that clear. So you can stay outside, but it's probably gonna look more suspicious if you are standing outside and I walk in with you. It will probably look like that it's about to be a bust.
Understood. All right.
So I would ask that you at least come in and look non-threatening as much as you possibly can because
non-threatening. I got it. Understood. Affirmative. I can do that. I can do that.
I would like to remind you
Thanks.
that Ricer is essentially physically unable to unequip the heavy flamer.
Yeah.
It is
It is
always going to be...
attached.
Yeah, it is physically attached
The giant
to the armor.
the
in many
giant
places.
shock mace is
Nice.
still in the
Yeah,
holster.
I was-
just stand on the corner. Like you don't look at anyone.
Yes. Understood.
I can vouch for you.
All right. All right.
Okay.
Rice is visibly uncomfortable.
Which is good. It's good.
when you with
Elevated
visible
cortisol levels detected.
Yes, that's
Dispensing calming music.
that's not that's not
No.
necessary. That's okay. That's all right. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Okay.
Be soothed.
Okay.
What is this, a crossover episode? Y'all can head inside. The doors, when you open them, you're immediately hit by the heavy layer of smoke from all the cigars and cigarettes and things. And a acknowledgement from the bartending servitor that is there that will actually even stiffen up more when the Arbite moves in, and that's the same reaction from a lot of people. Dimly lit Amnesak bar. Immediately, without any checks necessary, Yen, Vela Paisello is not here at her table.
Oh. Okay.
She's
Just so you
behind
know.
you with a gun.
But the blonde bodyguard is. He was here last time you were here too, but he was also outside her room when you left it. If you want to not be recognizable, I'm going to need you to make a deceive check with a -10.
That's not me.
You're thinking my brother, you know?
I got one of those faces.
And suits. And friends.
It's Jen Hansel.
There's a whole bunch of them. You want to?
I might
it's only
use-
one. It's not even 1 degree of failure, so it's not very bad. It's not a very bad failure.
You
Perfect.
You gently failed at lying about who you were.
You made an attempt.
Do you want to risk getting a worse
not-
roll?
I'm not
You're
gonna
not
risk it,
Ben
to be honest. I'm not
Yancel.
that
You're
good at it.
Ben Bonbell. You know?
It's one of those things where you, as a
I'm
party
old
without
13.
checks, can notice that this guy that you recognize because he was here before. He doesn't have any hiding features or anything. He's a fairly well-cut blonde guy with like a actually similar trench coat to you, Erlene, but nicer, newer, and richer. But clearly intended to also hide weapons and armor. He's clearly like, okay, I pick up what's going on, but he's not like going to the party and might not even recognize you, Yen, or Caius, but he's definitely more aware of what's going on than the rest of the people. There are definitely any illegal substances are hid under the table. Women are kind of shuffled off laps, and such things. And
Risa has sauntered up to the bar and has very awkwardly just kind of leaned against it like I'm supposed to be here. Noticing all of this going on.
What's
Just-
happening, cowboy?
Perfect. Hey, yeah, perfect. Do I notice this person? Because I have no, as I understand, I have no idea about this previous stuff.
yes, you don't know. You can actually make me a.
You haven't heard of
So
the
here's thing.
legendary swooner Ben Yancel?
Erlene, your fellowship isn't that great. You're
Yeah.
not the best people person, but
I think I am.
yeah. So I would allow just a straight fellowship check to see if you know this guy. If you've basically chatted to this guy and remember it, and like remember them and remember their
Yeah.
gist.
Yeah, because
this
if,
isn't the
if I haven't done business with this person, then I don't care who this person is.
Exactly. You wouldn't be. You would
Yeah.
maybe pick up that they're acting a little strange, but everyone's acting a little strange. This
Okay.
isn't the same check as like you guys going to gather information. This will have a +0 on it. Actually, a +10 because it's a fairly easy one.
Okay, I already hit the thing, so let's
No,
ignore
that's
that
fine.
one.
So that would be 2 degree. Well, no, that's fine. That would be 2 degrees of success. It's just
Oh, okay.
basic math. You actually do remember him. His name is. I had it here. I had it right here. His name's Wilhelm. He's not a bounty hunter, despite looking like one and acting like one. He is the bodyguard of a noble woman by the name of Ravella Paisello. Highly influential with both the nobility and the underclass, and the middle class, and everyone in the city, seemingly. You don't know much more about that, but you basically, if you were... He's like discussed your rates and your talents with you before, right?
Oh, okay.
He
Perspective client. He was a prospective client at some point.
Of course, but you also know that he's just the hand for Ravella, and that's not hidden. That's just the case. He's her bodyguard.
Yeah, those annoying middle people.
You also know that he's done a lot of work, and she's done work with a assassin called Foxheart, who is not here right now.
Okay.
How do you guys want to go about getting a little info? You do have one of the flowers. And just so you know, Erlene, these things are equivalent to a lot of thrones. They are worth a lot.
So I'll take it and I'll buy the biggest, fanciest drink that they got in there. Sort of the whatever the wine of the day equivalent for this bar is.
Like an incredibly ancient, dusty bottle.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's interesting too because the bartender is a servitor and it has clearly been programmed to accept these as currency. When you hand it over, everyone in the bar sees that you're doing that, and it will kind of like palm it, and then it will kind of like be slopped up into the wrist. And
I sure do wish I could get more of these.
Payment accepted. I will grant you your drink, madam. It is down in the cellar, aging appropriately. If you would wait 45 seconds.
Very well. Let's go.
The servo skull will quiet the music and then just begin to drift around the room as if it is a run-of-the-mill servo skull, seeing if it can catch any conversations on its internal microphones.
Oh, that's a really good idea. What skill would that be? Honestly, it's awareness. You just give me an awareness check with a +10.
Or
is there
you
anything
know what
else?
I could do is I could just spend a fate point and automatically succeed with 3 degrees of success.
Excellent.
As the servo skull leaves my shoulders, Rice is just gonna like, no, wait, don't. Okay.
Come back. Risa grabs it by the tendrils hanging down and pulls it. Don't you leave me.
From a little bit of hushed conversation you hear, people are surprised that this bounty hunter had that much. Had a Pask flower token. They're surprised that they were, respected enough or of enough holy worth. Another thing you hear is along the lines of the lackeys of the Inquisitor are coming around, flashing their worth, beating up the place, acting big. We don't like we don't know what they're doing, That kind of sentiment you hear. In that time, the bartending servitor will come back up with a big, kind of like rounded bottle of amber-colored liquid, and will wipe the dust off the label. It appears quite fancy.
Happy juice.
Would you request glasses for each member of your table, ma'am?
Oh, yes, of course.
Like, instantly, with, like, an arm on its back, it kind of prepares the glasses and will pour out a little bit of the amnesac for each one of you. Including Risa. You're getting a glass poured, whether you drink it or not, of course.
Is the servo skull back on my shoulders?
I'll take it.
The servo skull, after doing a little lap, will resume hovering off Rice's right shoulder.
Risa's gonna just kind of like a cheers kind of thing, and then like she's talking in her radio, but it's really just to the servo skull. Just be like, all right, 13, I need you to dispose of this discreetly for me. Discreetly.
I will. I'll have some of that.
Oh, certainly. You can go right ahead and just
Yeah,
have that.
I'll take that.
That's fine.
I'll take that. So I drink at least one of the glasses fairly quickly.
It's good. It's
Yeah.
actually really good. Sometimes when you spend a lot on Amnesak or something, it's like, yeah, sure, it tastes
Definitely
like
worth it.
money being wasted. But this is actually pleasant. Especially if you actually know about drinking good Amnesak, you're like, oh no, this is actually really high quality.
Yeah, I'm a bounty hunter. I'm not an arbiter. Arbiter. My brain. But
No,
yeah,
it's fair.
I
yeah,
can
so
never say it
so
right
I would
either.
obviously know how to drink.
Yeah, I think so. I imagine Caius also drinks. Yen, what about you?
I don't.
Ian would drink.
I mean, I drank. You
don't
taste
enjoy
any
it.
of it, but it's great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, yeah,
Not
this
bad.
is good. This one tastes good, right?
I think you.
Yeah,
the smell would be more pleasant to Caius. The smell
Yeah.
of a strong alcohol.
It's got
But when
an
you actually have it in
earthy
your mouth,
scent.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Sure.
All right, so I'm trying to think. I was gonna say something and then it went away.
Rice is still watching the people buying things at the bar to see if any more of these flowers are being exchanged.
No.
No, I'm
It's
just
worth such a lot. Yeah.
I have basic, I have basically grabbed the attention of everybody in the room. I'm sure.
Yeah.
With this.
You threw like a whole
with this
Bitcoin down on the table.
Exactly, and I'm like, yeah. I don't want to meta
I was
game.
just thinking, how'd you get it away from the servo skull? Because that's what was holding it.
Don't worry about it.
I would have taken it. I mean, in the long run.
Yeah.
Because it's like a party object. It's not an individual's object.
Yeah. Well, you'll find out that when Ohm takes things, he doesn't usually relinquish them, but we won't worry about
I
that.
pinned the skull,
Okay.
and you took the thing, and I distracted it
You
by
wrestled it from his little crab mouth.
We got it.
Hell yeah.
All right.
I'm actually trying to feed Euron a little bit of the Amnesak as well.
Yeah,
just to see if
that's great.
He'll drink it.
He
Just
can't,
clanking on his mask.
but he
Yeah.
definitely was. I was gonna have him
Here you
like
go,
clank
buddy.
against the glass anyway. 'Cause
Yeah.
you would respect it.
Yeah.
All right. So I am enjoying the drink. I'm enjoying the drink. I just like the excuse of having gotten the drink. So I am going to just continue
Yeah.
to. I sit and I finish the drinks and I just wait for the party to see if they figure out
Yeah.
anything, because I'm like, this is a dud. This lead is not going anywhere yet.
Anything anyone else wants to do?
I think we should probably question the bodyguard, huh? We definitely know.
Sure.
I would imagine he's lightly noticed old Yen Boncel, so maybe we
if
walk
you guys,
over
yeah,
and
maybe
get a
you
little
guys
familiar.
Can do that.
No, Yen,
we
listen.
didn't really leave on the best of terms. So,
I don't think he's gonna hold anything. What's he gonna call her up? It's fine, let's be familiar. Maybe he doesn't know what happened when you all.
I mean, he
did
was
whatever.
called. I'm pretty sure.
Maybe.
Yeah,
have a chat with him. Listen.
Just chat. I don't know what's
Yeah,
going.
look,
I don't know what's going on with y'all,
listen,
but
Yen, if anything breaks bad, I'll take care of him for you.
See, I don't want us to get to that position. I don't see
Yeah,
where
yeah.
I need to go. I know one else can
Yeah.
go.
Yen, I'll
what
take
indeed
care
happened?
of him.
Rice is gonna lean over
don't
and just say, Yan had intimate relations with the bodyguard's charge under a false identity.
Oh, brilliant!
Yeah. That's kind of a way to summarize
That's a
it.
great in. Why didn't you tell
Yeah.
me this?
Yen, this is gonna work.
'Cause I don't
trust me.
want to die.
Yen, it's.
Oh.
That's
fair.
I'll handle the bodyguard.
Tell me what it was like again, Yen.
Let's just go question him. It'll be all right. We'll figure this thing out.
Euron.
That fedora is a very good fedora. Plus we got Euron, you know? What can go wrong?
Yeah. Euron will turn to Erlene and will
If we
say,
could make more of these coins, that would be just at the end of the day. I think what we ultimately want to do is we want to be able to figure out where we can obtain more, so that way we can spend more. So I think it's in everybody's interest if we can
What I'm saying,
balance the
Yen,
economy.
is invest in this this chain of coins. You could call it like a blockchain. Invest in the blockchain, Yen.
I'm not sure if I get what you mean by a blockchain.
He means that there's a lunar colony where they store these chains, and you have to go to that moon.
Yeah, and that's a block in the colony.
This makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
I 100% believe it, and I'm 100% lying there.
Just
This
trust me.
sounds like it is backed up with nothing but demand for said coins.
I feel like
Yes.
you guys are making a reference that I don't get.
You're doing great. Yeah, come on. Let's go talk to this blonde guy. He looks great.
I still
gonna
don't
go over to
understand why it
Wilhelm?
has to be me.
"You're gonna
All right,
drag
Yen,
Yen
roll to
over to
seduce."
Wilhelm."
Yeah, I'm gonna kind of put my arm on Yen's shoulder and push him towards the bodyguard.
Okay.
Anyone else want to come with?
Oh,
Yes,
right.
yeah,
yeah,
I'll-
this is gonna be fine.
I'll tag along, but like maybe like a meter or two behind.
Bryce is gonna hang back with Euron and Planet Home.
I'm just smiling because I managed to get a free drink out of this.
You're working with these guys, and immediately the only thing you've really done is got a good drink, and you know what? That's a good contract right now.
Plus
I
you
know
got fruit.
that's what I care about.
Yeah, you ate and drank. That's not bad.
I'm living the bounty hunter's dream, which is enjoying the contract.
While you two go up to Wilhelm, he just crosses his arms and like just kind of stares at, like between the two of you for a bit, but the eyes will settle on Yen with a disapproving look.
Hey. So, how you doing?
You better not have been expecting to find Ravella here.
I'm guessing
Yeah, pick it
she's
up,
not
buddy.
too
You got-
happy with me.
Turn on that charm.
She would
Pocket
likely
sand.
not remember who you are.
Ow. Okay. I guess that's kind of good. Guys,
Ohm 13,
feel
what's
the
happening
flop
over there?
sweat.
Ohm 13,
Yeah,
can you hear on your
I
microphone
think-
what's happening? Tell me what's
I
happening.
think what
The
Yen,
smaller one is extremely nervous.
Oh dear.
I think what Yen means to say is we're trying to make some.
Caius has used the wrong nickname.
He won't remember his fake name. It's
No,
fine.
it's bullshit anyway.
Yeah,
true.
I think what he my associate means to say is we're looking for a way to make some untrackable coin, not Imperium backed.
Right. You thought the best technique would to become up here and spend it.
I was not behind that idea, but I thought we should just come here and talk around. I thought being showy about it personally was not the best of plans.
Ravella's bodyguard has poked a hole in your plans immediately.
I'm not surprised. All right, keep listening.
Right?
I don't know what you want from me.
Well, I
Do you
sure.
want work? That's where payment usually comes from.
Yeah, that sounds great. Honestly, if
I
we
have
could
no
pick up
work
a
for
job.
My ears perked up at the word work from a few meters away.
Yeah.
I immediately turn and I go work. I have this like look of money.
my
Don't
friend
tell me
here
you're
is,
getting involved with them, Arlene.
I mean, it depends on whether or not this involves making some script. It can go either way. You know, and some more of these coins would obviously be an into any kind of further contractual arrangements with different parties and groups. But who my clients are doesn't matter to you anyway.
It matters a lot if they're Inquisitor's Balifo's lackeys, actually.
I'm fairly certain that they're not that their interests are not in the lesser affairs of this tiny gravity well.
Yeah, you can
They care
trust
about
us.
they care about the big stuff like Xenos and, you know, heresy. You know, like real heresy.
I'll allow you to
Yeah.
make a check for that. It's
Cool.
going to be a just trying to remember what it's freaking called in the system. It's going to be a charm check.
All right.
I will give you a +10 because Yen is helping.
Okay.
You have no skill in charm right now, so it will
Right.
counteract that. But let's see what happens.
All right.
The only word Risa heard was heresy, and just subconsciously has like looked over.
Come on.
Failure with 7 degrees.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
So I have 0 charm.
you could re-roll that. But
No,
Yeah.
it's yeah.
Yeah, why don't we
Target
throw those
17.
again? Get on in there.
Yeah.
So I have 0 charm whatsoever. So
Yeah.
somebody needs to recover.
Yen.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yen,
you know-
Yen might want to take over
Get
here.
in there, big guy.
Yeah. Come on, Yen.
So I know we've got a bit of a past, but I assure
I
you,
trip.
I have no
and
past
I'm
with you.
The situation
Ow.
is deteriorating.
Turn the charm on, Yen. Come
I'm
on.
not surprised. I'm not surprised.
When you like trip as you're speaking, Arlene, he will shift in a way that his coat kind of reveals the weapon on his hip, kind of like in a sort of almost cowboyish
all right.
way.
All right.
The weapon is not a las gun; it's not an auto gun. It almost looks like a hand flamer, but it's not that either. But it's a very similar looking kind of pistol. It's very strange looking.
I
And he won't,
read
like-
this. Yeah, I read the situation as like, all right, I'm backing off. I raise my hands up and I'm just like, all right, and I just
No.
turn around and walk away.
Hold on. So yeah, as you said, we're that. Yeah, we can't deny we're that. But that means we can handle the toughest of situations. Like, surely you must have something that no one else has taken up, right? Everyone's got a job like that.
There is the case of finding documents that went missing from Ravella Paisello's office the night you left.
How much is the coin?
The situation is deteriorating further.
I grab Rice's second drink and I just gulp it. Yeah, it's an expensive thing, but I just grab it. I just
Yeah.
go glug.
Perfect.
Have you got anything else?
Perhaps. Nothing for you. Never anything for you. There will be nothing for you on this planet soon enough. Enjoy your time while you can.
What?
Okay. Well,
He's gonna
that
turn.
wasn't-
He's gonna turn dramatically and leave with a swoosh of his cloak, and start heading out.
Was that a threat?
You know, wait, hold up. This guy is rude.
Yeah, what happened to handling the bodyguard, huh?
I'm
All
13.
right,
I'm
well,
13.
you know,
I'm 13.
give
You
me
got
give
mad
me a
at my
second,
friend
yeah.
for having a one-night stand
Hey,
with your boss, and I took that
I'm
personally.
13. He's leaving. What
As
happened?
he
Is he
leaves,
obstructing?
can I probe his mind a little, Ollie?
You can try.
They
Good.
appear to have angered the bodyguard
let's-
to the point of violence.
Was it my fault?
Let's
Hey,
see
look.
here.
Hey, look.
Yeah,
Let's do
I
this.
I tried the subtle approach, and
You did. You did.
y'all. It was your idea, not mine. I just wanna.
Yeah,
I just wanna say that this isn't.
Yeah, there we go.
For the liability of this
Okay.
contract, I am not liable for this.
He needs to make a willpower check.
He does.
Your telepathic link is successful to connect with him. Let's see what he gets.
You now know exactly how much he wants. to
And
kick
again,
his ass.
you've somehow not suffered any kind of psychic phenomenon,
Yeah,
and his
yeah.
mind is open like a fucking book to you.
Look at that.
Absolutely.
Wow.
As he's leaving, it's he's a very well trained individual, right? He's a noble guard from a family of noble guards, but he is against his own will and his own battle meditation. He is seethingly angry at not just him, not just Yen, but the entire retinue and the entire Imperium meddling with the affairs of Planet Pask.
Especially Yen.
Not even especially Yen. Like there's a lot of it. But
Can I pull a direction out of his head to go, or?
Oh yeah, he's
Planetary
heading directly.
nationalist.
He's actually heading to a broadcast tower where Ravella is.
Ah.
And you can kind of sense that because it's a long ass range you have on this. It is a range of 80 meters, so you can sense
Yeah.
that for a while, and you can make damn sure that that's where he's going, and you can get the address and you can secure it, which is really good to know.
Hey, Yen, you wanna maybe run into your old flame?
Not really, to be honest.
I got it on good authority that he's going to go meet with her. So I think
As long
we
as we're
should.
not going on our own, because I'm pretty
No,
sure I'll get my ass
We're gonna
kicked.
bring
Bring the squad?
everybody. Yeah, we'll bring the squad.
While this conversation's occurring, I go over to Risa and I say, so I think that I think we should leave as soon as possible. I think that this I think
He's
that our
leaving.
miles.
Should we pursue him? He's leaving.
I don't know. But I do think that we should perhaps skedaddle, because I think that while we have consumed our beverages, we may overstay our welcome if we stay too long. Given the the tension.
Understood. Risa is thrilled at the prospect of not being in this room anymore, and has a
Yes.
job now.
Nice.
Caius?
Yes, come in. Can you hear me?
Rice, I can hear you.
Did he say where he was going?
Yeah. Must have just slipped out on his way, walking away. We're gonna go find Paisella. He's headed towards her. I've got a location.
All right, send me the location and we'll set up an ambush.
Euron will hovering beside Risa say, "We should hunt him down and skin him like a dog."
Well,
That's right.
we have to make sure he's committed a crime first.
Skin first.
Well,
Rice, did I hear my little?
later.
Did I hear my little buddy, Euron, on the comm beat? I think he's got the right idea.
Euron, the method is inefficient. It will not provide adequate information.
look,
We're not skinning anyone. We just need to ask him some questions.
I have
just questions.
Rice. I have these tools. I think we could.
We don't need.
I
Is the
have my
problem-
human skinning kit on me.
Is the problem
Risa.
that we don't have the time? I can make the time.
No, it's not the time.
Risa.
Hang on.
Right?
yes, sorry,
Risa?
sorry, yes.
Are you aware that the Imperium can't do forfeitures? It doesn't have to involve you could just requisition stuff like weapons and equipment and then
I'm not.
distribute it.
I will never requisition a human skinning kit for Caius. I won't
I
do
didn't
it.
say anything about skinning. Who said anything
Oh,
about
you don't need to
skinning?
requisition one.
I did. I said. things
Sorry,
about skin.
there's a lot of people talking in my helmet right
It
now.
would not be hard to fabricate.
I understand.
Clothing, armor,
Absolutely, right.
coin.
Oh,
Skin armor.
Surgical implements.
I will end.
All right. Well, either way, we should leave.
Absolutely. Let's go.
Bartender, thank you for the thank you for the excellent night and the excellent drinks. We are heading.
Would you like to take the bottle with you? You have purchased it.
Indeed, I shall. I just like put it into my trench coat like a wino.
Perfect. This is coming with me.
Okay. As you guys start tracking down Ravella's bodyguard, following him to the broadcast tower, I think that's an excellent place to take a little break. And by break, I mean for a week.
Yeah, whatever.
And then
keep
end
going.
the session there.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much, Ollie. My name is
Going
Nicotine.
great so far.
I'm one of the people here behind Fable Scraps. If you are listening to the show on podcasting apps such as Spotify or Stitcher, know that we record the show live every Friday at 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern, here at twitch.tv/Fable Scraps. I want to give a huge thank you to our cast and a big special thank you to XY Chelsea, who is here as our newest member of the party.
Hey. Yep. I am XY Chelsea 87 on Twitch. And XY Chelsea on Twitter, and my Patreon is patreon.com/XY Chelsea.
Awesome. Well, let's go ahead and do a little shout out for everybody. And yeah, go ahead, Ollie.
All right, I'm Ollie Rant at Twitch and Twitter. If you like this stuff, you'll like the stuff I do on my channel. There's D&D with a lot of roleplay. There's other roleplay and talking about all that kind of thing. And of course, preparations for my release of a board game series called Schism coming very, very soon. All of the details on that, Twitch and Twitter.
That's so exciting. Lucid Fox.
My name is Lucid Fox. I do not have any interest of skinning people outside of this tabletop game that we have. Instead, I talk about politics every morning. Come by and hang out at twitch.tv/LucidFox.
Thank you, Lucid. Next up is Lock the Raven.
I'm Lock the Raven. I'm a variety streamer on Twitch, and I'm also a member of Fable Scraps' other show on Tuesdays, Star Trek Loveless. And you can find me on Twitch and Twitter at Lock the Raven, spelled like it sounds.
Thanks, Lock. XY Chelsea.
Oh, I already gave my shout out.
Thank you for
I jumped
joining
the
the
gun
show.
there.
You're wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you.
Enovan.
Hello there, I'm Enovan. I'm a streamer here on Twitch. I typically stream roleplay and some variety games. You can find me at twitch.tv/Enovan. That's spelled ENEVUN.
Awesome. Thank you, Enovan. My name, of course, is Nicotine. I do a lot of roleplay on my own channel. That's twitch.tv/Nicotine, NIKATINE. I also do political discussion in the mornings, and I want to remind everyone that Fable Scraps has a fantastic Discord and social media presence. Feel free to check us out on Discord, on Twitter, on YouTube, where we store a lot of our VODs. And yeah, thank you so much for being here, everyone. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, we'll see everybody next week here at Fable Scraps. Bye, everyone.
Good night.
Farewell.
Bye.
Untold masses of humanity are teeming throughout the stars. In the grim darkness of the 41st millennium, there is only